This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. None of the information has been proven to yet be true, but may lead to a connection and recovery or arrest in a disappearance of Monisha Leath.
Keep you company, just to let you know you can call on me. Baby, you can always call on me. Come here, tell me, are you on sneeze? Let me know so I can proceed to be everything. Keep you company, it's you and me. Babe, what you need? Babe, what you need? Baby, sit down and talk to me. I wanna know if I can help you think. Do you need some space? Need a drink? Would you talk to me? Tell me what you need, I'll provide it. Give you anything, I won't hide it. It goes on my dreams. Let me be your aspiration. I'm the most dedicated player on your team. You know how I feel. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just keep it real with me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If this ain't it, just let me know and I will leave.
Welcome to Viva Convos with your girl, I'm Mignon. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you. If you are a new subscriber, welcome. I am back with another video. The information I'm about to expose is mind-blowing. At least to me it is. Let's bring Mo home. She is a missing Georgia woman, a mother of 3. We know Mo is missing and she shouldn't be. Time is of essence, y'all. We know she married Joseph Leroy Jones, who goes by Joe, and things went sideways after they got together. If you're not familiar with Mo, I have other videos, but to give you a quicker details, she is age 31. Her birthday is in November, so she will be 32 this year. Female, black, she is 5'7", 180 pounds. She has short hair. She colored it. It's a blonde, like orange like color. She was last seen around 2 p.m. on Thursday, February 24th, 2022, near the Rome, Georgia area. Now, I've come across some information on Facebook, and this was day 10 of her being missing, but I didn't see this until like day 16, and it's already been like 18, 19 days already. So I feel like Joe is hiding plenty of details and just isn't saying anything. Now, before we go over this, I just wanted to let it be known that I had broke it down into smaller section, and that way we can see it, because it's a lot and they didn't space it out like they should have, but they still gave us enough information to review. So I broke it down and we're going to go over it. Now I'm going to read it first, and then I'm going to go over my opinions of things, because I want to get the information out the way it was said. All right, mostly verbatim. Can this be shared, please? Today is day 10. Can we run this story again? please. She can't just disappear into thin air. Floyd County Sheriff hasn't continued a search, as far as we know, and the GBI has been very vague with information they give back to the family. If this was a well to do lawyer or some other pillar of the community, I feel that it would get way more attention. She has three beautiful young girls that are waiting for her return, and a man has been detained, but no mention of this to the community. He was previously detained less than a month before her disappearance for domestic violence in front of these girls to their mother by slamming her head against the wall in front of them. But he was bonded out of jail within a few weeks. Joe was the last person to be seen with Mo from that day that we know of, okay? So moving along to the rest of the statement, he was the last person seen with her. The Thursday afternoon she disappeared in the middle of the daylight. He says he let her out of the car after an argument. Her phone got thrown from the car on his way back to Cedartown from Rome, where is the news coverage. It's been mentioned a time or two briefly, but that's it. These girls need their mom home or closure. Her friends at work said that he was beating her up before. He only had from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. from the last time he was seen with her in Rome till he was seen in his apartment in Cedartown without her. It takes two 27 to 30 minutes to drive from Rome to Cedartown, so that left him an hour and a half to do something with her, where he said he left her out of the car to walk. It was close to a family member's home and in town. Please come do a story on this. Get her story out there more. Please contact her sister Jackie if you would be interested in doing a story update. There have only been a search parties done by her and her friends, and that she could come up with without any help from the local law enforcement. Y'all, Joe's story isn't making any sense. It's not adding up, and everybody knows this. It's very clear that he's giving what I would call limited details. But moving along, Joe was arrested 23 days after an alleged unreported non-work related incident while at work that occurred on January 1st, 2022. And this was about a month before Mo disappeared on February 24th, which is in relation to what that lady had said on her post. He was arrested January 23rd, 2022, in the Cave Spring, Georgia area for simple battery family violence. And the Floyd County news said that a Cave Spring man was arrested after domestic altercation on January 24th. It was published. And it says Joseph Leroy Jones, 30, of Cave Spring, was arrested this week after reports said he attacked his wife in front of their children. Reports stated that Jones grabbed the arms of his wife before shoving her into a wall. The action resulted in a picture frame being broken. Police added that the couple's three children witnessed the altercation. Now, if you don't know already, these are not his biological children. They are just his children by marriage. But those are still his children once he becomes married to her. But those are not his biological children. Excuse me with this tongue twisting. So he was arrested and it was reported. All right. And he is 30 years old. So he's a year younger than her. And okay. So we're going to go deeper and dive into to the January 1st incident because nobody really knows about the incident that I know of. So we're going to dig deep into this, all right? And again, it was an unreported non-work related incident. So it happened while they were at work, but it was not reported to anyone um like at work or to anyone legally, like law enforcement or nothing. It wasn't reported. And it wasn't a work related incident, so it didn't have anything to do with the actual job itself. It was outside of the job, but they showed up. Okay. Excuse me. Let me get a drink of water. And if you're not familiar with Joe's background, he already has a criminal history. And again, no judgment because everybody has a criminal history. Most people do, and some people's stuff is just there's stories behind it. So there's no judgment on it. However, I'm still looking for my bottle of water. Okay, so however, he is a male, a black male. He's 5'11". He's about 240 pounds. He has brown eyes, black hair. He has tattoos, marks, and scars. And his major offense was armed robbery. His most recent institution was Macon, TC, and his release date was August 15, 2001. Now he also um, had an aggravated assault charge, a cruelty to children charge. These charges occurred August 16, 2011. And then he has a Berg Beth charge, and that was a 2009 charge. And it says that Berg Beth means a person commits the offense of burglary when, without authority and with the intent to commit a felony or theft therein, he enters or remains within the dwelling house of another or any building, vehicle, railroad, car, watercraft, or other such structure designed for use as the dwelling of another or enters or. So he basically did this crime probably like too many times, or you just basically it's a dangerous crime, so he had to do some time for it. So whatever the case was, I couldn't really tap into the court records for the actual details of the situations to see what really led up to all the charges, because those specifics could make a difference, but I don't really think that has anything to do with this overall case. I mean, his personality speaks for itself, right? Moving along. I have information from an anonymous source that states information about, this incident that occurred on New Year's Day, January 1st, 2022. Now, it was lunchtime. I'm supposing it was around lunchtime between 12:45 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. The location is the Bojangles on Redmond Circle and Rome, Georgia, with the West Rome area. Now, everybody that's from Rome knows that Bojangles is just a drive-through Bojangles. Before I get all into the details, it's a drive-through Bojangles. It's not a walk-in Bojangles. They have a walk up window like the Checkers and Rallies does, but it also has like just a drive-through. So it's a very small building, so it's not meant for people to dine in. It's just meant for the employees to work in there. So it's small, so there's really no in and out except for employees. Just to clarify that, there's only parking, and then there's a gas station right in front of it, and then they have like the college dormitory section across the street and all that, or down the street from all that. So to give you a location area. Allegedly, a co-worker of Mo's witnessed some men come to their store unexpectedly. Now, again, it's a drive-through, so they kind of drove around to get her attention, I do believe. Um, those men exchanged a few words with Mo. According to my source, the coworker said the men looked mad and seemed irreconcilable. Those men then proceeded to leave after After briefly being outside the building, Mo and Joe went outside to meet them. Like they, when I say leave, they proceeded to leave. Like they were probably at the drive-through window, and they proceeded to go to like one of the parking spots and park. And Mo went outside to meet them, and soon after she went outside, Joe followed her. That's what I mean by they left. Okay. Then once Mo and Joe returned into the store, the coworker noted that her demeanor was different, and according to the coworker, she had been stomping her feet as she was walking in, and she was also crying. Mo was allegedly crying on her way inside, while Joe followed behind her, adamantly apologizing, saying, "Baby, I'm sorry," and those were his words, quote unquote. He repeated those words, and it was about whatever had just occurred with those men. Regardless of that said incident, Mo replied, "I don't care, do what you want." Those are her words, quote unquote. They all went back to work and carried on as if nothing happened. According to the coworker, Mo and Joe were supposed to be in closing, and they went back in and washed dishes, and briefly after they were done washing dishes, they left. They didn't even really stay to help shut down the store like they were supposed to. Later, sometime during this said shift, though, before they had left, Mo mentioned to that coworker that those men had ill intentions and that they were bad people, and that she wasn't even sure how she had gotten mixed in with any of it, but didn't touch bases on any specifics of their encounter or the conversation she had. Honestly, I respect this lady fears for her own safety, but I feel like Mo has three daughters, and I just cannot with people who feel like their well-being trumps others. It's selfish for people to be out here in this world thinking that their life is better or means or is worth more than the next person, and wouldn't lay their life on the line for a breadcrumb if they needed to. Like, it's just ridiculous. So that's just my personal opinion of that. But I do have so much respect for the lady because she still was able to give me enough information. Although I feel like she really ought to be going to law enforcement to get the information, to give them the information. I'll take it instead of leaving it. The coworker noted that she had noticed the men were driving an old school Cutlass or big body Caprice vehicle. She said that it was a Caprice. At first, she said it was a Cutlass, then she said it was a Caprice, and that she really thought it was a Caprice, which may be a dark color, blue or black, with tinted windows and chrome rims on either 20-inch, 22 inches, or 24 inches. She also mentioned that there were only three people working that day. It was her, Joseph, and Monisha. That's and because it was New Year's Day, the store closed at 3 p.m. It closed earlier than it normally did because it was a holiday. It They closed early, so she said that a lot of people had called out that day and didn't show up to their shift, so it left them kind of shorthanded, right? She also noted that Bojangles at this particular location only keeps camera footage for 30 days, y'all. So that may rule out, in most cases, the possibility of them even having that vehicle's license plate or even actual make, model, or color on surveillance of those unknown men who visited Mo and Joe's job unannounced, right? And this is all allegedly. I'm just trying to help bring Mo home, if anything. However, many employees called out that day. Um, that is why they were short staffed, down to three people. Mo and Joe left early after those men visited, leaving her in tears. They washed a few dishes before clocking out, not fully closing the store as they should have. They didn't help the other coworker close the store. She pretty much had to close the store alone, um, because they had just did all the dishes and didn't do anything else. and they left at around 1:30. She said now they didn't close until 3, but they left at around 1:30, and this was on January 1st, 2022. They never finished their shift, which is odd. She said that they left and they weren't supposed to get off until 3 anyways, but right after that incident they actually left after they went in to wash dishes or whatever. I guess she didn't want to just leave the job half done. What made her leave and keep her from finishing her shift, I don't know. I can't even explain that. I can't even fathom what could possibly upset her so much that she would be so ready to get off work that fast. Um, the coworker fears for her own safety. As I said before, she said that she feels like because she was the only person there outside of Mo and Joe, she's the only person there. She's the only witness to this said incident, that she feel like they can ID her and hurt her, and she just didn't feel comfortable, or for whatever reason, going to law enforcement with the information. After hearing about Mo's disappearance, she was pretty shocked herself that it was Mo, but she said that she feels like obviously this whole incident that occurred on the first may have something to do with why Mo disappeared, since she was the only witness during this incident. There's no way to really prove anything. However, the coworker doesn't want to get involved and has yet to, again, contact local officials. And this information may be pertinent in finding Monisha. I feel like it is because Joe Joe probably owed these people some money, and I'm not speculating. It could have been something. We don't know what it is right now. I'm hearing all kinds of stuff about maybe him needing a green card. I don't know if he had to have a visa to be in the country. I'm not even sure if he's from this country. I'm not sure where he's from. It's hard to find information on him on Google. I don't even have his birthday yet, but I'm looking into getting that because all they posting is his year, which is kind of strange. Now, these images shown are examples of a caprice. These images are not the actual car driven by the unknown guests who visited Mo and Joe while they were working. These are just images, and again, they said they think the car was tinted, that it had chrome rims, and that it was a dark colored car, either a blue or a black. But these are just idea images, just to give you an idea of what it could possibly look like. Now, I did ask if it was boxed or round, so I'm waiting for confirmation on whether she could remember that, because she said, excuse me, from where she was standing, she couldn't really see too much, and because the windows were tinted, she couldn't tell how many men were actually in the vehicle, or how many men had actually came, because I think they pulled up to the drive-through window and Mo must have been standing near the window. So whatever that case would be, hopefully we can probe into it more and get more information. I'm being very patient. I'm really upset, y'all, because I know this lady personally. She's my friend, and friend goes a long way. The word friend goes a long way. But anyways, there's nothing but questions. There's nothing but questions. So, assuming that Joe had already dropped Mo off, that would then make him the only person to be around Mo's phone, right? Which means he's the only person who could have thrown her phone from the vehicle. And that don't add up, right? Assuming Joe did drop Mo off near family in town, as he said, quote unquote, referring to Rome, Georgia as in town, why didn't he recall any landmarks or street addresses? Clearly, he was aware of how to drive all the way to Cedartown, Georgia from Rome. So he knows, he's very familiar with the area. He could have given some type of description of something, right? If Joe had called Mo's sister returning all the missed calls saying that Mo was in the store, then he had to have thrown her phone after that call, right? He couldn't have thrown the phone before unless he went and retrieved the phone and then called. But that's impossible, right? Assuming he was driving. God knows where he was at when he was riding around before he made it to Cedartown. Why would Joe allow his own wife, even under duress, go without a means to contact anyone? Like, if I was mad, regardless if I was mad or not, like, I'm not about to drop off with your phone in the car. I'm not that type of person. I'm not about to leave you stranded. Even if you want to leave, get out and walk or do whatever you do, I'm not about to allow you to be without a phone. But even me, the type of friend, I'm probably going to slowly drive down the road until you get back in the car. Like, I'm not going to just leave you hanging. Especially not when it's so close to time to pick up the kids from the after school program. Because remember, the last time she was seen probably by anybody was around 2 o'clock. And between 2 and 4, so he had between 2 and 4 to do what he had to do, right? Did Joe cause any harm to Mo in a physical manner that would have caused her to want to take off walking, as he put it? Like, when people get in a car and they argue and a person reach over and slap a person, did he cause any physical harm to her that made her like really want to, pull over, let me out type of moment because he had hit her or something? Where were they not in her vehicle? Isn't her car registered to her? Who is driving the vehicle? Obviously, Joe was driving because that's how the story is going, right? That's what you would think. But we don't know. And I want to know, did he take her phone to keep her from calling 911? She did before in the past, right? On the 23rd, she called the police and he went to jail for simple battery. So he knows that if Mo has her phone and he's doing things to aggravate her to the point where she feels unsafe, she's going to call, the police. So he knows to try to get her phone away from her as quickly possible if he pisses her off, and he knows that she's going to try to reach for help. Did the police do a thorough check of Joe when they questioned him or detained him? If they detained him, because they're not even telling us who they detained, but it's speculated that it's him. Like, look at his hands, his knuckles, his arms for cuts or bruises, any bleeding signs, any torn clothing. It's the fact that he had enough time to go to Cedartown and possibly take a shower and discard of any clothing. It's just a lot going on here. He had enough time to change clothing, possibly shower, and probably discard of any evidence that might could lead to Mo. He didn't give a clear statement, in my opinion, very limited details. He doesn't seem the slightest bit concerned about Mo or her girls and the fact that their mom is missing and that she hasn't even checked on them. I mean, he married her. They're your daughters too. So that doesn't make any sense, right? And most narcissists aren't in a caring mood. The police haven't mentioned detaining the man whom people suspect to be Joe, but a lot of people suspect that this person that was detained that wasn't mentioned is him. Are there cameras at Mo's job? Do they go back to January 1st, 2022? According to this coworker, they do not keep footage for more than 30 days, so there's a possibility that may not even exist. Maybe they can pull the old schedule log and verify who was scheduled. Shouldn't be hard because it was only Mo, Joe, and this other coworker that worked that shift. So that only leaves that person, that one person, as a real witness to who those men were that showed up that job that day. I mean, at least two witnesses technically, because Mo was missing. It would leave Joe and the coworker, right? Joe would be the only one who could actually identify these men, because the coworker said she couldn't identify them because the windows were tinted, but she could identify the car if she were to see it again. However, this said coworker recently quit this past week. It's March, around March 16th. I don't even know what today's date is. However, she just quit recently, at the beginning of March 2022, so she no longer works for that company. And again, no disrespect intended towards anyone with my video. I am just trying to help um, lead in more action to finding Mo. Coworker witness says she herself recently quit. Okay, I said that already. My bad. I just wasn't thinking when I read it. I doubt Mo would agree to get out of her car in the middle of nowhere or somewhere, especially without a phone. I doubt Mo would agree to just let her husband leave in her car while she walked if the vehicle that they were in at the time was her vehicle. Mad or not, I highly doubt she would do that. I doubt it. 100%. I know Mo wouldn't go missing knowing she has less than 5 hours to just pick up her children from their after school program. There's no way if she knows she has to pick her kids up, she's about to just go MIA on her children. I doubt that. Who are these men that threaten Mo on her job? Are they tied to this situation? Did Joe owe these men money and get mixed a Mo mixed in the middle of it because that's what it's feeling like? I feel like she probably warned him against this bad behavior or bad activity with those men, and he just kind of went against that warning, and she just kind of had enough of it and was like, throwing her hands up like I can't with you anymore. But she wasn't trying to purposely put herself in a situation. I don't think she did that on purpose. I think it has something to do with Joe, but I won't know that real answer. So this is all my personal speculation from what I was told. Maybe that vicinity has cameras by the traffic or other businesses. They were in the old school colors or a Caprice, and she said it was a big bodied Caprice. Maybe the video footage is available with details of the vehicle. And again, that particular location of Bojangles is just a drive-through location, so there's primarily just parking, and then there's a gas station right in front of it. But there's really no way to enter the store, so they had to have like drove around the drive-through for her to have seen them, or they were standing in front of that little window area for her to come. And if there were cameras inside of that Bojangles, I'm pretty sure they're not cameras on outside. They may just be in drive-through, but who knows? All right. Joe knows who these mystery men are. He needs to spill the beans ASAP. That's just how I feel about it. He knows what's going on. He needs to tell the truth, even if it was a mistake or an accident. He needs to tell the truth. Was the store, quote unquote, the job? Because when he called and said that Mo was in the store, was the store the job? Because they refer to Bojangles as the store. That's what they refer to as the store a lot when they conversate about the job. So those are things to bring up. And again, I don't know what Mo was wearing that day. I tried to reach out and ask, but I never received a response. So, like everyone else, I'm just waiting for the GBI to let us know what information they have found. And again, I really wish I knew what the kids had saw her wearing when they were on their way to school that morning. I would like to know if anybody video chatted with her and possibly knew what she was wearing, or if Joe reported to the officials of what she was wearing when he was in the car with her, because what she was wearing is important. Now, if you've never worked at Bojangles before, their uniform has changed. They used to have red shirts, but now they have like these burgundy shirts with Bojangles on them, and they uniforms change, so it could be different. But that little burgundy uniform with Bojangles, it's like a regular t-shirt. It's part of the uniform, and they have a Bojangles hat, obviously, and black pants. Usually they wear black pants to work, but I don't know exactly what Mo was wearing. That's just the standard Bojangles uniform. But we just keep praying, give this family their respect and space that they need while they try to recover this young lady. And everybody just stay positive and share these videos so that we can bring more awareness. Now, I really just want to bring Mo home. I'm baffled about the whole situation. I'm really upset because it's like we're waiting patiently, and as we wait patiently, time is going by, days are going by, and we're still not hearing anything. We're not seeing anything, and this isn't like her to go missing. And nobody's trying to hear that at all. Nobody's trying to hear that. She just up and disappeared for no reason at all. She's not that kind of person. She's very into her godly side, and that means she's willing to deal with her pain silently. And a lot of people do that. We deal with our pain silently because we know we can get through it. We know we can overcome it. But if you are a mother, if you have a sister, if you have a daughter, if you have a friend, if you know somebody that knows somebody, just share so we can get more home. Follow me on my Instagram page at official Viva La Convos, on my Facebook page at Viva La Convos. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on my YouTube page. We need to bring more awareness to Mo missing so we can bring her home quicker. I feel like she may be being held hostage. If it comes down to Joe owing some money, these people probably were holding her hostage. I mean, think about it. It's tax season. She just probably got her taxes or was about to get her taxes, and maybe they wanted that money, and I don't know. It's just a lot going on here, and we don't really have much to go off of. However, the information that I do have, is not fictional information. It's very, very factual information. The only problem is we can't figure out what this car was that these guys were in or who they were. But if we can come together and figure out how to find this vehicle, or maybe the police can dig deep, or some of y'all nerds can, anybody that's tech savvy out there that like to dig into traffic cameras and things, see if you can pull the traffic cameras from January the 1st, 2022, and see what we can come up with. Or if you work in that area, if you work in, you know, traffic camera work area. I don't know what the proper term would be for that job position, but if you work in that area, it would be really nice. And I'm so sorry that this video is so long, but this is a lot of information to go over, and I didn't really want to do two videos. It would be the same difference as you watching one. Listen, let's bring Mo home. Let's keep her family and her daughters in your prayers. Let's think positive. Let's stay positive. There is a chance that she may be alive somewhere, and they may just be holding her hostage. So we're not going to think otherwise. We're just going to keep hope until we get more information, and let's just pray that the law enforcement do their jobs. Let's pray that they can come together and figure out what happened, because it has to be some type of trail, some type of paper trail, something. I just don't understand how he could just how he could just drop her off and the phone got thrown out the window, but he doesn't really specify who threw the phone or how it got thrown. Like, did you throw it or did she throw it? Obviously, she's probably not about to throw her own phone, but hey, did you throw it, or did you just lie and say she threw it, and you probably just, refrain from giving her phone? Anyhow, I just don't even know what to say no more. Now, just keep praying. Let's just keep praying, y'all. Let's bring Mo home, spread this information, and hope the police get more involved than they already are, because, when people go missing, typically the police don't care. They really don't. They automatically assume the worst of the worst has happened already, and, to them it's just another case file. But to us, this is Monisha Leath. She's a mother of three, a friend, a daughter, a sister, and a beautiful young lady who does not deserve what she's going through right now. So let's help bring Mo home. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My YouTube disclaimer.
Keep you company, just to let you know you can call on me. Baby, you